This is a thrift store find. This is a Hamilton Beach electric knife. You can still see the price tag is on it there. Pretty good deal. I actually needed one of these and stumbled across it at my local Goodwill store. Let's open up this box and have a look. And it still has the instructions. And here's our knife. And here are our blades. You can kind of tell from the design, from the manual, that this is pretty old. It looks kind of mid-century. Now, in the instruction manual, we have a number here, 10-75. That might mean that this manual was printed in October 1975. I suspect that that's what it does mean. Okay, so we get a pretty good idea of the age of this thing. Okay, so you just pop these blades in here. Press this little button, slide them in, and they're locked in place. When I first took it out of the box and tried it, it worked. I used it a couple of times, and then the button started becoming intermittent, and then it quit altogether. So I suspect the problem is here in the button somewhere. So we will take this apart, see if we can find the problem, and fix our Hamilton Beach Model 279 electric carving knife. Okay, let's go ahead and pull these blades out. We have a screw here on the top. 2 screws on the bottom. Note the top screw is a little bit shorter than the bottom screws. That looks rather well built. We have our electric motor here and a fan. Have some grease accumulation in here. Looks like it was probably tossed off of the motor there. I'm going to make sure that in fact the problem is this switch. Here we have 2 wires leading to that switch. Now one of these wires leads to the power cord, so we will ohm it out. Okay, so we see our ohm meter. So these wires are connected to the power cord with these twist caps here. This prong goes to here. Therefore, this other prong must go to here. If I put the ohm meter here and I press the button, and I'm not getting anything here, this is not moving. So that pretty well confirms that our problem is in the switch. Now, to get at this button here, we're going to have to get this white piece of plastic off of the orange piece of plastic. And it looks like it might be glued in place, so that's going to be a problem. It feels like it might be glued in which case we're going to have a real problem here. We're going to end up breaking something for sure. We're able to pry it off. It does look like it's glued. You can see the glue, residual glue there. Unfortunately, I did not break this piece. Okay, good. Let's have a look at this switch. We've got 2 carbon contacts there. We've got some residual carbon buildup here. Stuff is really caked on there. I'm going to have to kind of scrape it off. This thing is getting hit with AC current. Probably a spark is getting thrown, and it's kind of burned its way into the metal there. Those contacts look a little rough also. I'm going to pull this out and have a closer look. So that's all it is. You scrape on it a little bit, expose a little more metal. Thought they were carbon, but I can see now that they're actually metal. I've exposed the metal a little bit better. It's kind of spinning on me. I think we might have stripped it. I'm pretty sure that's stripped, but it should still work, I hope. Okay, we'll do kind of a bench test here. We will reinsert this metal contact. A little tricky putting this together. Okay, I have plugged it in. Let's see what happens. Oh, that looks good. We're going to have to glue the top back on. This white piece on the orange piece. It's going to be a little tricky. Now, as far as getting all of this together, let's just pull this metal piece back. Now, you can see the way this piece is made. This little groove here is for this slot in the middle right here. Okay, so it goes like that. And of course, the contacts. Contacts have to touch here on those two metal pieces. And that button goes right there. Okay, so this metal piece goes right between those two prongs right there. Okay. We have to make sure these wires don't get pinched. There's a lot of places for these wires to get pinched. Maybe let's put a little tension on it. Perhaps we can pull it a little straighter. To glue the white piece back on top of the orange piece, I'm going to apply crazy glue, but I'm going to apply it rather sparingly. Okay, I need to put on enough so that this will stay on, but not so much that I can't ever pry it off in the future. Eventually that electrical contact is going to fail again, and I don't want to make it inaccessible so we cannot fix it again. So it's going to be tricky trying to get just the right amount of crazy glue, but not too much. I'm going to use some electrical tape to apply some compression to get a good bond. Okay, hopefully that's enough, but not too much. We will apply this piece. There we go. Nice and tight. I shall cut another piece. And maybe another piece here. So I have applied tape in 3 locations, here, here, and here. The idea is to kind of squeeze those 2 pieces together, while the crazy glue cures. Okay, and I'm just going to let that cure overnight. Okay, our glue has been curing now for about 9 hours. I'm going to go ahead and take off the tape and see if our plastic piece is firmly attached. Seems like it's firmly attached. Okay, now it's just the next thing to do is just to screw it back together again. The 2 long screws go in the bottom. And the shorter screw goes in the top. You reinsert the blades. You hook them together like this with that little notch going in that slot. Like so first, okay. Press the button here, slide it in. Okay, good. Okay, we have plugged it in, and here we go. Okay, excellent. Good for another 42 years. Thanks for watching.